This lesson is going to explain how to use the slope-intercept form or formula to write equations of lines. So a few things I want to review with you. First of all, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We've been using this throughout the year. I want to review a few points. You know that m is slope. You know that b is y-intercept. What we haven't talked about is this x and y. That's an ordered pair. So we've talked about ordered pairs, but we haven't used it in this with this formula. So I want you to think that this is the x and this is the y. Just keep that in mind as we work through the problems. And then slope formula. I want you to really pay attention to the letter m. You know that's for slope. And we subtract the y values over subtracting the x values. We've used this quite a bit. I just want to reinforce the letter m for you. So let's look at a problem here. We're being asked to find an equation of a line. It has a slope of 3, and it passes through the point 1, negative 1. So here's some information that's given. They're giving us a slope of 3, and they're telling us the point is 1, negative 1. So what you do is you take your slope-intercept formula, and in place of y, we're going to put a y value. M, we're going to put the 3. In place of the x, we're going to put a 1, and we don't know the b. So we have everything filled in the formula except our b here. Negative 1 equals, it becomes a positive 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides, and we get b is negative 4. We have now found b. Well, we go back to our formula of y equals mx plus b. We know our slope, we know our b, and we filled this value in and the b value, and we get y equals 3x minus 4, or plus a negative 4. So that would be our final equation. Here's another similar problem. Let's work through this. Equation of a line with a slope of negative 2, and it passes through this point, negative 4, 3. Again, let's sift through the information so we can use it. The slope is negative 2, and it's giving us 1 point. Take your formula, y equals mx plus b. Again, use your point values. This is your x, this is your y. Put them in the appropriate places in the formula, and your slope. That leaves the b as the unknown. Do the math. We subtract a from both sides, get negative 5. So solving for b, we get b as negative 5. So to use this formula, we need two things. We need a slope and y-intercept. We were given the slope. We found the y-intercept. So that our final answer for writing an equation would be y equals negative 2x minus 5. This problem's a little different. They're giving us different information. So you're being asked to write an equation in slope-intercept form again of a line, but it passes through 2 points, 5, negative 2, and 3, negative 4. So information is given is different. In this case, we're given 2 points. Well, the first thing to do is find your slope. So using slope formula, negative 2 minus negative 4, 5 minus 3. Watching your signs here, you're going to get negative 2 minus a negative 4 is a positive 2 over 2. So our slope is 1. So let's keep in mind our slope is 1 here. Now go back to your formula, y equals mx plus b. So what you're going to do is fill in either point. I chose this one. Let's use this point for this problem. This is your x, this is your y. In place of y, put your negative 2 equals slope, we found to be 1, x value is 5, plus b. Doing the math, we get b as negative 7. So now we have both. We have slope and we have y-intercept. So you could write the equation as y equals 1x minus 7. That would be our equation for the line. Let's look at one more similar example. Again, this is writing an equation of a line. We're going to use slope-intercept formula. And it passes through 2 points, negative 3, 6, 9, 14. Find the slope first. They didn't give us the slope. We need to determine the slope of the line. Subtracting 6 minus 14, negative 3 minus 9. We're going to get negative 8 over negative 12. It's always good to reduce to lowest terms. Dividing by 4, we get 2/3. And keep in mind when you have the two negatives, that becomes a positive. So we have determined our slope is 2/3. Now we go back to this formula, and we're going to fill things in. X's and Y's. Again, I chose this first point for my X and Y values. You could use 9, 14. You could use 14 and 9 in this, and you're going to get the same answer. So, if Y is 6, 6 equals our slope times our X plus our B. 6 equals, got to use a little fraction work here, cancel your 3's, and you get -2 plus B, so B becomes 8. So we now have our slope of 2/3, we have our B of 8, we're going to put those back into this formula, and our final answer will be Y equals 2/3 X plus 8.